Let's get it started with Lonzo Ball. He had the best game of his young pro career last night in his summer league win over the Sixers. Lonzo finished with 36 points, 11 assists, and 8 rebounds. LeBron even showed up to watch Lonzo, and he said, quote, he can really pass it. Surprisingly, Lonzo wore purple Kobe Nike shoes instead of his normal Big Baller brand shoes. Ball talked about his shoe choice and said, at Triple B, you can wear whatever you want. So I already played in both of my shoes. Might as well get that Mamba mentality going. I put them on, and it worked out tonight. LeBron posted a video of Lonzo's Nike shoes with the caption, just do it. Skip, what did last night tell you?
Mr. Sharp, I'm going to reiterate once again, it's just summer league. That's the one point we do agree upon.
Yes.
Can't get too low over the really bad game that Lonzo played in his debut. And you definitely cannot get too high about what happened last night. But I am here to tell you, last night was significant in the bigger picture because let me say on a personal note, I've had a number of people I know very well contact me over the last, 2 or 3 days and say, you know what? You better back off your Lonzo stance because he just doesn't have that thing. He doesn't have that killer instinct, that dog in him, not enough attack mode, a little too passive, a little too timid. And I did sit right here in this chair after his first 2 Summer League games, and I said, I do want to see more attack mode. So, what happened last night? For once, his father, LeVar Ball, not at the game. Whew.
So that was
The game. And guess what? Magic Johnson, the all-time greatest point guard who drafted Lonzo number 2 overall, was not at the game. So what did Lonzo decide to do before tip-off? He said, you know what? I wore my 2 Big Baller brand shoes, my Zo2s, I don't know what they're all called, but the 2 models.
Yes.
So I did that for Dad, but tonight, Dad's not here. Maybe tonight I'll be my own man. Maybe I'll grow up just a little bit tonight. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to wear purple Kobe's by Nike, purple Kobe's. Why was that? Because he said, I'm going to go Mamba mentality tonight. So what happens just maybe a couple minutes into the game? Who makes a grand entrance and takes front and center seat courtside? Your man.
King.
Unannounced, unexpected, out of the blue. The King shows up and sits down. And what has happened in the recent past? The King has fired back at LeVar for comments LeVar had made about LeBron and his sons, right?
Yep.
And what has also happened, somebody captured on video, but we got to play it here on Undisputed, LeBron making fun of Lonzo's unorthodox shot, right, before one of his Cleveland Cavalier games. So, did the pressure not mount a little bit? Yeah, he ratcheted up a little bit. Did Lonzo shrink from that pressure? No, he rose and he shone. And I took exception to the fact that in those first 2 Summer League games, he shot a grand total of 0 free throws. 0. Last night, 12 times he went to the free throw line. That's the Lonzo I know and love. Last night, attack mode, Mamba mentality. Again and again, he easily, as he's fully capable of, got into the lane and to the rim at almost 6 feet 7 inches tall. And as we know, he scored 36 points and he had 11 rebounds. 11. I think he's capable of averaging double-digit rebounds in pro basketball. Had only 5 assists last night, but early on, just after LeBron had taken his seat, the pass of the night occurred. Could we see that? Because it was a full-court touchdown pass to a covered Kyle Kuzma. What, this isn't, here we go. Here we go. Look at this. Touchdown. Is that not a special pass? That's not that easy to throw. That's full court all the way home. And he's covered. Is it not dropping it down the chimney?
He did.
Huh?
He did.
It was a beautiful pass. I think even LeBron James was impressed with that pass.
You were real happy about the performance.
Because you know what? He's special. I've been saying this. I'm not going to back off my stance. This is once a generation passer.
You doubling down on it?
Doubling down on it. I'm going to say it again. At some point pretty soon, you're going to look back and say, Danny Ainge made the biggest mistake of the draft. He should have stayed right at home with the top spot and taken Lonzo. with the first overall pick. I think he's still stuck in Boston with a 5'9" shoot-first point guard who's really not a point guard. And Isaiah, love his heart, love his guts, love his big shot-making ability. He's just not a point guard.
No,
Lonzo could have changed your life just the way he will change the Lakers' life. And I know I'm way out on the limb with this, and it's probably all heart over head, but I still just have this far-fetched notion that the Lakers are going to wind up in the 8th overall playoff spot, the last playoff spot in the West, just as LeVar has predicted. I know it looks almost impossible on paper, but I like the spirit and makeup of this team, and this kid is going to change their life.
Can I get the doctor of that LASIK surgeon? Because I can't see that.
You can't see
So
it?
maybe because you got
I see good, man.
I know. So
I see good far away.
Yeah.
I mean, it still shocks me. It works, man.
Well, that Lakers in the 8th spot is real far away. I don't know if you can see that far.
You know what? You're probably right.
So let me ask you this, Skip. So you believe because LeVar and Magic wasn't there, and it relieved some of the pressure off him of trying to play in front of an all-time great Laker and his boss now, Magic Johnson, and having his father there always trying to impress him and make sure he's doing the right thing.
Yep.
You think that's pressure on him?
I think more father than Magic, because Magic will be the greatest thing that ever happened to Lonzo Ball. But LeVar is just a little overbearing, just a little overwhelming when he's doing halftime interviews of your debut on ESPN. It's just a little much,
It's
man.
for the documentary he got going on Facebook.
So that's it, okay.
I think it was a good day for Lonzo, but I think it was a better day for Nike. Because here's the problem that he's going to have, Skip. Now, the big baller brand is not like you wearing Nikes. He's the face of this. His dad is making the shoe.
I got it.
Trying to get other guys to wear the shoe. Now, Skip, I don't know if a lot of people out there know who Tim Cook is. Tim Cook is the CEO of Apple. He says the iPhone is the greatest invention ever created. Now, if Tim Cook is the CEO of Apple and you catch him using a Galaxy Note, you're going to worry like, hold on, wait a minute now. You just told me Apple is the greatest thing. Now, your dad told me that big baller brand shoes are going to take over the industry.
Yep.
And you wear Nike.
Fair enough. I'm with you.
And
it's a statement.
And people are like, well, you see these guys are advertising and doing endorsement for cars. You think they drive that type of car? No, but they didn't make that type of car. It's not like John DeLorean. John DeLorean driving a Ford as opposed to a DeLorean that has his namesake on it is something entirely different. Skip, I'm also not going to make a big deal out of Summer League for the simple fact I didn't get to the bottom when he was 2 for 15 from 3. I didn't go all goo-goo gaga when he had a triple-double in game 3.
You did not.
Game 2, and I'm not going to go, he gets 36. Now, I am surprised I did not see 36 points. Because Summer League, some of these guys are going to make the NBA, but a lot of them are not. They're going to be grad assistants and probably working at UPS. Not that there's anything wrong with UPS, but that's not their dream. Their dream is
maybe the G League, or maybe Europe, or maybe Japan, or
the game
China
is the G League. They renamed it again.
Yep.
Skip, I'm surprised. He doesn't strike me as a guy that can go get buckets like that. I see him as a team guy. Now, can he get somewhere in the 20s? Because if you look at it, he only had 6 games of his 36 that he played in college where he scored 20 or more points. His high was 24. Now, all of these guys played college basketball, so he's playing against guys that played college. It's not like he's playing pickup or blacktop basketball somewhere. These guys can play, maybe not to the level that Lonzo can and be in the NBA, but they're quality players.
Okay, but didn't he make a statement? Mamba mentality.
Yeah.
Purple Kobe's. When I want to, I am capable of that. Again, against whatever the talent is,
see that.
I can score 30.
You believe he can? You believe he?
I do.
I don't see that. He strikes me as a team type of a guy. He can score in the teams consistently. I see him maybe in the mid-20s. But Skip, these point guards that are in the NBA, the Kyrie can go get 50. Harden, Steph Curry, Isaiah Thomas, those guys can go get 50.
Yeah.
I don't see his type of a game like that, because the reason why I say that is because he is a let me get you involved. He is a facilitator.
Unselfish to a fault.
Yes.
But again, I think last night, was significant. He's making some statements on several levels. I'm going to wear Nikes tonight, Dad. And watch this. Watch this attack mode. Watch what I do here. And remember, he only made 3 out of 10 from 3 last night. He's a 41% three-point shooter. college, and he was shooting them from downtown. Just wait until he starts warming up. He's just in a cold streak right now.
He's working on it. And what better way to work on something than the actual game type situation, Skip? But in order for him to be the type of player that you think he can be, in order for the Lakers to be the type of team that you think they can be, he can't have the mentality of a Mamba. Because he would be the exact.
I got it.
He'd be the exact same thing.
It's just one of those nights when he said, "Watch this. If I need to, if I want to, I can do this."
Because if he's going to try to get 30 points, he's D'Angelo Russell. He's just like a lot of these other.
You know he won't be like that.
He's just like a lot of these other point guards that would be a two guard masquerading.
Yeah.
I believe he can score in the teens. Where you believe he can be a double-digit rebounder guy, I believe eventually he'll be a double-digit assist guy and be somewhere around 5 to 8 rebounds per game.
So he could have the classic Jason Kidd triple doubles where you're scoring in the teens, because Jason was like the other night he had 11, 11, and 11. That's vintage Jason Kidd. And I covered Jason when he was an early Dallas Maverick right out of college at Cal. And I nicknamed him Asen because there was no J in Jason. And this kid is a way better three-point shooter right now than Jason thought about being for his first 5 years in pro basketball. After a while,
he turned himself into a pretty good three.
And it takes hard work. Magic did the same thing. And Michael somewhat did the same thing from the three-point line. You can figure that out over time. This kid's already got it. Again, 41%, again, from the college three-point line, but he was always shooting them 3 or 4 feet behind the college three-point line.
Now, I will say this, Skip. I see more, and it's not like Jason Kidd, because Jason Kidd is going to be a Hall of Famer, but I see a game more along the lines of Jason Kidd as opposed to Magic Johnson. Magic Johnson was Showtime. Magic Johnson is an all-time great. I can make a case he should be a Mount Rushmore player. But the King being there, Skip, told you where we going. We going to the Riverwalk.
Oh, so we're already back to that?
Huh?
You're on board now?
Yeah, we're going to the Riverwalk. I mean, but
wait,
look,
this just comes out of the blue?
No, because
you've conceded. You've already penciled in LeBron James as a Spur next year.
I told you he's leaving. But here, no, he
I
wanted.
didn't watch.
Oh, well, you said you didn't watch. And also, two of my favorites. One NBA, the best NBA player, and the other, what did he win, Skip? Who won best NFL player, Skip? Skip, I will keep.
I'm going to have to bite my tongue on this. I know too much. I'll leave enough unsaid. I have no comment on both those things you just said.
It happened, Skip.
Yeah. Well,
hey, so I'm just going.
Why it happened?
I'm just going to tell you, fans. Votes matter. Get out there and vote, because you voted for those two guys.
Way to go.
And they won.
Pretty soon they're going to be voting for one Lonzo Ball as he lifts Laker Nation back into Western Conference prominence. But I've taken him to task on certain things, and I'm going to take him quietly to task, Lonzo, over what happened after the game. He did an interview on ESPN, a one-on-one interview, and he is so incredibly guarded still. I think because of his father has been so outrageously outspoken, it made the kid shrink in interviews because he's going to let the father do all that. He doesn't want to look like he's trying to compete with the father. But every answer was about 4 words long. And it's all monotonous right here. It's right here. You know, it's like, I can't remember any answer that he gave, but it's just so quiet. I know there's a personality in there. I know there's some magic in there. I said the other day, I would like to see a little more LeVar and Lonzo in interviews, because he's not only is he the face of the franchise, he's going to have to lead the basketball team into quote unquote battle. And to do that, you need to let your personality, and LeVar has sat right here and said, it's in there. You guys he doesn't show it to you guys. We've seen those little clips that they posted at home when he's playing one-on-one out in the driveway with LaMelo. And the personality's coming out. We need to start seeing that. Again, he's just a kid.
It's going to take a while, Skip.
It's going to take a while, but I know it's in there, and he's got to trust it to start to come out. We saw a glimpse of it in the Foot Locker commercial that he did where he's sarcastic about his father.
Maybe he's a TV dinner, Skip. You just don't sit down and eat the TV dinner. You got to warm it up.
Got to warm it up?
Yeah, so let him warm up.
Okay, well, some just don't have it in them to be that guy and do that. But again, the players gravitate to him because he passes the sugar. That's what happens.
Exactly.
You know, they love that because they know they're going to get the basketball.
If you and I having this same conversation in 2 years, talking about he needs to open up and he needs to show more of his personality, I think you and I are going to be able to come to the same conclusion that that's just not who he is.
Okay, but people are already starting to underestimate him because he doesn't speak it enough. Like LeVar wants to speak it into existence. This kid never pats himself on the back, and so it's the flip side of, say, a Floyd Mayweather who's always right in your face with, I'm this and I'm that, and you got to do this. And after a while, you're like, yeah, okay, you did do that. Like he's reminding everyone constantly of just how great Floyd has been. And he has been all-time great.
Yes.
But Lonzo has potential all-time greatness because, once again, I was seeing last night, and this is subtle, but his speed is like Aaron Judge's power. It's effortless. I'm not saying he's in that category yet, but Aaron Judge, as we saw in the home run derby, it's just effort. It's just so easy. He just looked like he was taking batting practice.
Right.
Last night, again, against probably inferior talent, but Lonzo had such effortless acceleration and speed in the open court. It's awesome because he's a long strider and you can't see it.
Right.
It doesn't look that fast. Like De'Aaron Fox looks fast.
He does. He does.
It just looks like lightning up the floor. But I'm pretty sure Lonzo's right there with De'Aaron, if not even a little half step ahead of him because of the long strides and the effortlessness with which he hits top speed. And once he gets going, as Steve Alford used to say, he just plays downhill on everybody in the open court. And that's what I saw last night. He was just terrorizing Philly's defense because they couldn't stop him getting it to teammates, and then they could not stop him from just going right into the lane.
Where his father would like to speak it into existence, he would like to play it into existence.
You're correct.
And I think the thing is, Skip, for me, is that the Summer League is that, as you mentioned, some of this talent is inferior. And a lot of people got down on him because they said, look, against inferior talent, game one, he looked terrible. And the same reasons, I'm not going to heap praise on him now. He played well. But what was he supposed to do, as you mentioned, against inferior talent? Once they jump it up for real and they start counting, you get a feel of what this kid can do. And granted, it's going to take a while. Don't expect to open the night if he doesn't get a triple-double. See, I told you, he's terrible. Because you know that's how it is, Skip. If the guy doesn't get a triple-double.
Well, that's the pressure that's been put on him now.
Yeah.
Well, you know who put that pressure on
him?
His dad.
Well,
Speaking
he did.
of his dad, he texted ESPN early this morning about Lonzo's shoe choice and said Lonzo is not forced to wear any brands and can play in any shoe he wants as long as it's okay with the NBA. That's what being independent is all about. And he was asked if it had anything to do with negotiations with Nike, and LeVar said that there are no negotiations with Nike at this time. So he has weighed in on the shoe decision.
It's his own man. Made his own choice.
I want a refund.
Dude,
I want a refund, Skip, because
you got them?
Yeah, no, I haven't got them yet. I'm not until November. I purchased those shoes under the impression that Lonzo Ball would be wearing those shoes, and I wanted to be like Low Ball.
Okay. Well, all I know is the King last night went back to his hotel room in Vegas thinking, that kid's pretty good. That's what he thought.
You saw with the rose gold chain on with the lion's head?
I saw it.
We're going to San Antonio. We're taking our talent to San Antonio.
It was interesting. DeJounte Murray, my young point guard, if I saw right, I think he was sitting right next to LeBron last. Maybe you're onto something. Yeah. Maybe there's a little, like, we're going to be a team together.
No, we are not going to be a team.
You came around so quickly
Nope.
to that.
If he goes to San Antonio, I'm out.
Just a few seconds you said you were going to the Riverwalk.
Oh, he is, but he got to drop me off. He got to drop me off. I'm going to OKC. I'm going to get on the Russ
play the
bandwagon.
Cavs tonight.